Let's kick off with some good stuff then. All the names on the screen from the last Qubic sales video, you have won a free game for your comments down below. Ping us an email and we'll get your codes over to you. If you'd like to win a game in this video, let us know which of the games is your favourite. As you know, Qubic have sponsored a ton of content on the channel, and it's through these types of partnerships that we're able to keep doing what we do with just two of us and no big company backing. So a massive thanks to them. They've got a few new games and they've actually got some classics, some of our favourites, in their huge Bundle Mania sale that starts today. I'll also pop a link to their website so you can go check that out. But this sale is basically the complete editions of a lot of their games at 86% plus reductions. As always, it's for owners of Qubic titles such as Robonauts, Colouring Book, which is completely free, Real Boxing 2, or Pocket Mini Golf. Alright then, what are their new releases and some games in that sale? Well, my name's Mark Walker, welcome back to SwitchUp. Now let's find out. The first new release then is Uboat Attack, which sees you diving into tactical naval warfare against enemy fleets. You get to control the guns as well as deciding exactly which weapons to use. There are underwater areas to explore, including Arctic wastelands, canyons, the abyss and sunken temples, and there are a variety of authentic ships. You'll find 3 game modes: your standard naval battles, liberating territories, or trying to complete just as many missions as you can. You can upgrade your boat, change your ammunition, equip boosters, and there are bonus missions in there as well. The graphics are actually quite nice on this one, and as you can see it has a significant discount. All the prices are on the screen. Next up we've got Thief Puzzle. Now when I was a kid we had a first person game called Thief, and that was an absolute classic. It probably spawned a lot of the games that you play now. Things like the Dishonored series feel like a spiritual successor. But this Thief game is very different. It's basically a puzzle title. You've got 250 levels. You're trying to avoid obstacles, and it's like a tongue-in-cheek, single-player puzzle game with a thievery twist. Also with a massive discount during this sale. The next new release is Buffet Boss, which is basically like an Overcooked experience with a bit of an arcade twist. You're making a variety of different dishes and refreshing drinks, serving them as quickly as you can and trying not to completely lose your mind as the timer ticks down. You can later expand your restaurant as well and add a few improvements using the bunts that the customers have thrown at you, which usually ends up littered all over the floor. Another new release they have coming is a game called Farm It, and I believe this one's up for pre-order. As the title suggests, you can plough the field, plant seeds, water the soil. Basically you can farm it. So I can see why they called it that. It has other activities in there as well, things like fishing, feeding the chickens, cooking various dishes, and I do chuckle at some of the blurb. It says, "Live the country life as a real farmer." I can imagine a real farmer sitting down to have a go of this one. It's going to be enlightening. Now it's not just farming the crops, there's also things like chickens, geese, donkeys, buffaloes. So it does have some variety to it in terms of what you can actually farm and the type of farming you can do. This one comes from Crazy Labs, and as I say, it's available for pre-order. All the information is on your screen now. Then we've got a couple of new bundles, well, 3 new bundles before we look at the games that I've selected from the Qubic sale that I think you might enjoy. The first of those is Whole.io and Helix Jump. Now you may have seen in one of these episodes, I showed that Glen and I actually did a few live streams for Qubic Games for their Steam page. So if you ever want a bit of a chuckle and you want to see us do live streams, we're on there playing games like this, and they are actually a lot of fun when you've got 2 people. This one sees Whole.io, where you're trying to go around gobbling up different things to get larger and larger, and Helix Jump, essentially a game where you're moving and rotating a cylindrical puzzle to gradually make your way down to the bottom without dying, in one pack together. Then my personal favourite bundle has to be Dex and Akane together. Easily 2 of my favourite Qubic Games titles. You probably remember Dex from, well, it's been in most of these Qubic videos. Akane comes up and is shown every now and then, but it's very fun. Basically you control a female, I don't know if she's an assassin or a samurai, and it's a one-hit kill for enemies, and then when you build up your chain you can then perform a move that clears the entire screen, and every 100 enemies you've got a boss to fight. The further you get, the more points you get, and you can unlock new weapons to take out on your next run. It's just one of those perfect loading games. The music is incredible. This has a soundtrack that I need to own on vinyl, and it's just an enjoyable game. Finally, you've got the Bit Trip collection. Again, a series of excellent, almost endless runners. You take on the role of Commander Videos on a journey through 8-bit classics. It's very much rhythm based as well, so the action ties in with the music. You've got 120 levels. This This is a classic arcade game. It's actually brilliant, and 6 of them in one, not bad at all, at a ludicrously cheap price, as you can see on your screen now. That's genuinely a decent deal and a decent pack. So those are their new releases or bundles in this current sale. Now I'm going to hand pick a few games that I think you might enjoy. The first of them is Mana Spark, the Complete Edition. This is a traditional, I guess, roguelite from what we're used to now. You take the role of a little character who, through the first run, is trying to get through to a dragon, and that dragon fight is pretty tough. As you're working your way through stages, you unlock new characters that then take up roles within your town. So it's a structure that we've seen used quite a few times now, but it's done really well here. With the Complete Edition, I believe you get the DLC which added the multiplayer as well, and in 2-player co-op. This is right up there with one of the best roguelites we've got on Switch. It's currently down to a ludicrously cheap price, as you can see on screen. A great one to consider, as is OneStrike Complete Edition. Now, if you played Bushido Blade back in the day, we were kind of looking for that when we played OneStrike. As the title suggests, you've essentially got a character that can die with a single hit. Now, when you get very good at this, you can actually have some really competitive 1v1 combat against a human opponent. We found that the computer was just a little bit too difficult to read, but you can find ways of cheesing and doing other things. But when you're playing against a person, this one really does shine. It all gets a bit too competitive, but such is the way with these games. But it is a good bit of fun. The art style might not be for everyone, but I'd say it's more functional than beautiful. And that's OneStrike at the very cheap price, and it's the Complete Edition as well. Probably the most fun we had when we were doing those live streams comes from the sausage bundle. Till the last drop of ketchup. And let's be honest, whenever you've heard us make these videos, it's the sausage games that are the fun ones that we have to mention. You've got Run Sausage Run, which is basically like Takeshi's Castle with sausages dressed as Donald Trump. Completely ludicrous, just carnage. And then Sausage Wars, which is, I guess, if Nintendo decided to replace all the characters in Smash Brothers with sausages, various Savaloys and Sangers. Then this might be what you get. They are party games, so I mean, it's Christmas soon, isn't it? Ish. I can guarantee you'll be having a good laugh if you're playing this one round the Christmas turkey. Not round it. Don't play it round the turkey. Play it next to the turkey. That is the Sausage Bundle at its lowest ever price. Now, not a bundle, but a game that I did want to mention because honestly, I'd say it's a bit of a hidden gem in Qubic's lineup, and it's a game called Death's Hangover. This one's down 80% until September 14th, and it's a classic take on a very familiar arcade game for 1 or 2 players. They add in a few new abilities, things like sticky, spike and ghost power-ups, and you can also slow everything down. The co-op is where it's at for me with this one. If you want to introduce people to the classic arcade experiences where they don't tell you that it looks like an old game, Dad, then this might be an interesting option. As is Space Paper's Planet's Border. There are a ton of other deals that you can get in this sale, many of Qubic's other packs, and I have always wanted to say, cue the montage, so let's have a quick look at some of those. Now, it's thanks to the likes of Qubic Games and others that we're actually able to continue the channel without having any corporate backing or being owned, basically, by a certain review outlet that has 3 letters in their name. I'll let you figure that one out. They literally own everything. I found that out a couple of days ago. I was like, what the heck? I see no issues there. So yeah, let us know which of these games you like the most. We will then give away a bunch of copies like we did at the start of the video, just to say thanks to you guys for your support and also thanks to Qubic. All the links to that sale will be in the description and the top pinned comment, and as always, for all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya!